In this video, I want to show you a quick case study of an interview that I did with Jason Fladlin. Now, this interview made me almost $10,000, and I'm pretty excited about the whole thing, not just the $10,000, but the fact of what I became a part of by doing this. So in this case study, I want to show you that, first of all, what's happened online, and the reason for this is because I want you to see that with just a little bit of planning, you can get similar results. Now, if you do something like this, I strongly recommend making sure that the product or service that you're promoting has some kind of long-term sales option, and we'll go into that more later. I'm actually getting a little bit ahead of myself. So this is what we've got here. I have the Amazing Selling Machine keyword searched in here into Google. In fact, I'll click the search button again so you can see where we're at, and I want to show you this. This is part of the interview that I did with Jason. You can see that this isn't my YouTube video, but this is, and this is. So we're actually featured twice on the first page of Google, and this changes. Sometimes it's a little bit higher in the first page. Sometimes, well, actually, it doesn't move any lower than this. Sometimes it moves higher, and sometimes different videos actually rank here. It's pretty interesting. So the next thing I want to show you over here is YouTube. I'm going to do the same thing. Search Amazing Selling Machine. You can see Jason here. He did this probably like 8 hours before the final time you could buy Amazing Selling Machine, and he got so many people on this hangout, and he went on for two and a half hours. He ended up ranking very, very quickly because it was so engaging. Right? When it comes to ranking on YouTube, engagement is far more important than the views and things like that. So as we scroll down, I want you to see here is the YouTube channel that I created for this interview, specifically for this interview. We've got the hangout, the full hangout here. And then if we scroll down, I cut it into two parts: interview part 1 and part 2. This shows up here. And then I broke it down into even smaller parts. Okay, here's part 2. Broke it down into even smaller parts into short little clips, and then I made a call to action at the end of those clips to go back and watch the full hangout. So we've got, like, I'd highlight the bonuses and different things like that. In fact, after the interview, I asked Jason if he could give me the timestamps of different points that he likes as far as clips go. So he gave me a bunch of timestamps, basically saying, okay, I want you to make a clip of this hangout from this point in the hangout to this point in the hangout. And I'll show you how I did that in just a second. But from one hangout, we ended up able to create 35 different videos, which is why you're seeing all of these results on so many pages, because these are actually each different videos, right? And you can see we're just, this is I think page 2, page 3. Yeah, page 2. I mean, we just, we're all over page 2 right here. And then, let's see, I think 3 is when it starts to thin out a little bit. Nope, still here. Here's one of the playlists that we've got, right? I made some playlists. Again, I'll be showing you that a little later. But no need to beat a dead horse. You can see that we're all over Google and we're all over YouTube, especially for our main keyword, which is the product. And people are investigating it. They search Amazing Selling Machine, and that's the keyword I wanted to go for. I also want to point out that this was one of the hardest things to rank for, because I had two things working against me. First of all, it was very, very popular. Everybody was talking about Amazing Selling Machine. Everybody was making videos about it. There was that, and the fact that they had already released Amazing Selling Machine once before last year, and I was competing with a bunch of old videos. So age has a factor in this as well. You get age and popularity, and it's difficult. In fact, the sad part about this whole thing is that all of my search engine results ended up showing up the week after the offer closed. But it's a great thing because it's still here, and they're going to be opening it up again in 6 months. So I'm not too worried about it. Plus, you know, I made some pretty good money doing this whole thing with Jason in the first place. So if we click over to here, this is the actual YouTube channel. Here's some things I wanted to point out. We've got 66 subscribers, although that wasn't necessarily the intent. We weren't looking to get subscribers. What we were looking for was to get viewers, which we got many of them. But the subscribers, that's just an added benefit. If we scroll down here, I want you to see the things that I did here, some points that you should pay attention to. First of all, I have in the description of every video, there's always some kind of link back to the main hangout or a different video. You'll always want to have a link that leads somewhere else in your other YouTube videos in each video that you've got. You can see that I've also optimized this as much as possible. Everywhere that I could put Amazing Selling Machine, I put Amazing Selling Machine. This link isn't to the Amazing Selling Machine website. It's actually to the link that Jason gave to me for tracking my link through his affiliate system. Then of course here we've got the Google Plus page. All right, we'll jump over here. Yes, I know I want to go to this. Sometimes YouTube throws that warning. In fact, actually, I already have the tab up here. So the Amazing Selling Machine, this is the Google Plus page that's actually created automatically when you create a brand new YouTube channel. So I created a Google Plus page because I want, again, as much content about Amazing Selling Machine to be displayed as possible. And since they already gave me the the Google Plus page automatically, I said, why not? Let's go ahead and use it. And you can see I've leveraged it as much as I possibly could in the time that I had. You can see there's 161 pluses to not just the page, but it's the different activity on the page. And you should also note that there's a large contribution of my plus ones to this. So I don't want you to think that the pluses are skewed in any way. You can plus your own posts and things like that, and it contributes to the overall pluses on the actual page itself. So I've positioned myself in all the best places. I'm on Google, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Google Plus, all organically and all naturally. I did also try and do some AdWords for video, and it was another one of those things of I didn't quite get everything right the right way until it was too late. So but I mean that's the point. That's how case studies go. You get to hear the good and the bad. I look at the number of sales that were made and go, man, if I would have been able to get that paid traffic positioned better, how much more could I have made? 15, 20,000? I don't even know. So that is some serious opportunity cost that I'm going to avoid next time. But it's definitely served its purpose, and I can use this later at the next promotion, which again I want to touch on the fact that if you do this, if you do some kind of interview with somebody, again, try and see if there's a way, even if they end up closing the offer in like a week or something like that from the time that you do the interview, try and work out a deal with that person to have viewers be able to buy the product if they go through the YouTube video, even if it's closed down, because when you're positioned there, it's a really good position to be in. And if you're not offering the product and people see the video and then they can't buy the product, they get really bummed out. I've actually got a couple of comments and questions saying, why is this video still up if this offer isn't available? Well, because it's going to be available in 6 months. So we should probably do some kind of email opt-in so that later they can opt in and be ready for the next go round. So this other tab was the Google Plus page, so we'll just go ahead and close that out. But I wanted to show you again, before we got into all this, that we have a really, really good baseline here, and I want to show you the effects after everything was done. So you can see that, wow, this is actually a really good thing to do, because I encourage everybody to do interviews, I encourage everybody to do hangouts, and I encourage everybody to chop up the videos after the hangout is over. So let's go ahead and move on to the next point. The first thing that I did, I sat down with Jason and I said, listen, this is what I'd like to do. And I basically pitched it to him. I said, we'll do a hangout and I'll take care of everything. I just want to be included in your bonus. I want to use your bonus as my bonus in this affiliate process. So he agreed and we did the interview. And the interview was really easy to do because he just explained why Amazing Selling Machine was so great, why he made the bonuses, and why they were going to benefit the viewers. In fact, I didn't have to do very much. In fact, most of the time, if I do an interview with somebody, I'm much more engaged in the process, but I was so enamored by the whole process that anytime he asked me a question, I actually kind of stumbled and bumbled around a little bit because I was just waiting for the next thing that he was going to say, because everything that he was talking about was resonating with me so much that I just couldn't stop listening to him. So there's a couple of times in the interview, if you guys check it out, you'll see where it was obvious that I wasn't really on point when I really should have been, but that's okay, because I still made some good sales off of it. So the interview was very simple. Again, at this point, all it is just asking them questions about the product that they already know about. If they made a bonus about it, then yeah, they're going to know a lot about the product, and so they will have investigated it quite a bit. And most of the time, you're just kind of nudging the conversation along. I didn't really give it a cap, a limit on time, because I wanted to get as many videos out of the total Hangout itself as possible. I've also noticed in my research that most Hangouts, if it's longer than 30 minutes, most of the time you get about a 15-minute average watch time, which is great. But in a scope of maybe an hour and a half, you kind of wonder, well, why did I go on for an hour? Now, you can still do shorter hangouts. That's not my point. You should test and decide for yourself which is best. Again, my point was to get as many videos created as possible. I wanted to take that long hangout and chop it up into shorter videos, like the 35 videos that you saw before. And what that also does is that if somebody watches a clip and then they watch the hangout, they have a greater chance of watching the whole hangout instead of watching the hangout from the beginning. It's given a little bit of context. There's a lot of the videos actually have kind of a cliffhanger to it. It fades out as Jason starts talking about the next point or the next answer, and it's one of those things like, well, I got to watch the hangout.